you're highlighting specifically, you're not even saying, like you just said, you're not even saying that Nolan Wells, that some vile act, that he wasn't murdered. You're saying that
No.
these boys, those are the ones that are being unfairly scrutinized and villainized by this whole ordeal. That's what you're saying, Officer Tatum. Is that accurate?
Yes, Stephen A. There were black kids there.
I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon.
Who now getting threats online too for coming out and saying something. But nobody's saying, what did these black kids have anything to do with it?
What?
The young girl he was kicking it with. They don't have her name out there. Well, her name is Katie, but I'm not gonna say her full name. I don't want her to get doxxed. They not why nobody talking about her?
Because Katie came out immediately, and we all knew that she was cooperative from the jump. She didn't go delete her Instagram or her Facebook or her social media.
She said she was the last one. I mean, she at least mentioned that she was with him. The boys showed me text messages from her.
You start to get towed in and you make it back. Now explain how that you get to the point where you were concerned about Nolan, because obviously you said, hey, Nolan, y'all need to, or somebody, not
when
you,
did I get
but
to that point?
You guys have made mention Nolan need to get on a boat.
Yeah.
He didn't.
Yeah.
You guys get back to wherever you're going.
Right.
Explain that. Did you guys go back to somebody's house, or you guys like what happened there? And then when did you feel like, well, wait a minute, where's Nolan?
Right. I don't want to sink out there on my buddy's boat. Planed off, and the boat was running. By a couple of us jumped in the water, and Wyatt, like the whole reason for the stop was so Wyatt could hop in and put the plug back in the boat.
When did you feel like, well, wait a minute, where's Nolan?
Right.
Notice he asked him, when did y'all get to the point where y'all was like, where's Nolan?
When did you feel like, well, wait a minute, where's Nolan?
Right.
He talking about the damn boat. Notice he hasn't answered any direct questions in any of these interviews when it's pertaining to Nolan. He's trying to tell y'all where he was and what he was doing, and want to focus on the boat. Notice this.
She said she was the last one. I mean, she at least mentioned that she was with him. The boys showed me text messages from her.
With Katie, had text somebody that she heard people yelling
Correct.
for Nolan to get on. Is that true?
And I have a picture of that. She texted my buddy, and the next day everybody was panicking and everybody's texting Katie, because she was obviously seen with Nolan the whole day at the island. Katie sent a message to my buddy the next day and said, this is the last time I saw him, he's really sweet. But she also mentioned that the last time she saw Nolan was when my buddy was yelling at him to get on the boat. And she was right there to see that Nolan decided not to.
She was right there to see that Nolan did not. So this is what Officer Tatum has been doing with the editing. He is conspiring with these boys. He don't want these boys to look or seem guilty to the public because he think black people. He has this hatred towards black people, which is why he went to go make biracial babies, right? He got a white woman. So he got this hatred towards black people and us being victims and us using race, so much so that he has to edit out Warren's initial response. So this is when Warren switched up the response. Let me show you. Since they thinking we gonna make it about race, let's make this about race. Black on black love. When you see somebody black today, just say I love you. Just cause the imagery that they don't want to push, y'all gonna see on my platform, I'm pushing it. It's accountability. It don't mean that just because you black, I'm gonna back you, but I will give you the benefit of the doubt. If it's ambiguous, I'm gonna show some black on black love. If it's cut and dry and I know your ass wrong, I'm gonna call you out. Get your t-shirts, 95way.com, and watch me win. Ecclesiastes 9 and 11. Go read the verse. So you can get the hat and you can get the shirt, and they got some hoodies. But let me show you what Officer Tatum does when Warren gives initial answer. He go clip and edit it.
This is the last time I saw him, he's really sweet. But she also mentioned that the last time she saw Nolan was when my buddy was yelling at him to get on the boat. And she was right there to see that Nolan decided not to. Was when my buddy was yelling at him to get on the boat. Was when my buddy was yelling at him to get on the boat.
And we learned that their lawyer was in the room while he was doing this interview, but they ain't so smart in Mississippi. See, they've been getting away with being lackluster when it comes to white on black crimes in Mississippi, because in them small towns everybody know each other. Bart, the dude that was on the boat, his daddy is a some type of doctor or specialist in health working at the same hospital Nolan Wells' moms work at. Warren, his mom is a judge there. She got so much pull. The tip line for Nolan Wells' case is connected to her phone number. Her ex-bailiff flies a Confederate flag. Her ex-bailiff flies a Confederate flag. A sexual deviant police officer, to add. So, Officer Tatum, knowing this boy ain't too bright and has to clip up his initial answers and have him reframe it. The lawyer, let's reframe it. Let's put the blame on Katie. And that's exactly what Officer Tatum allowed him to do.
The young girl he was kicking it with, they don't have her name out there. Well, her name is Katie, but I'm not gonna say her full name. I don't want her to get doxxed. They not why nobody talking about her? That she's saying that she was with him. Like, why ain't nobody coming at her?
19-year-old Katie McCormack spent the time with Nolan on the island before his disappearance and death, according to the Daily Mail. And Nolan's friend Warren Hudson says their group was frantically rushing off the island as their vessel took on water, claiming Nolan refused to leave Katie and joined them on their journey back to the Mississippi mainland. This is Katie. The thing is, Katie's sister Gracie told the Daily Mail Katie had a conversation and assumed that Nolan was getting ready to get on the boat he came out on. Now, I don't know which boat he came out on, but I'm assuming it was with Wyatt and Warren and Bart and whoever else and two other young ladies that was on the boat. So Katie's sister added, Katie assumed the friends telling him to get on the boat wouldn't have left him. Why would they? But they try to say that no, Nolan stayed with Katie. Katie is like, no, the last time I seen him was when y'all was telling him to get on the boat. So eventually Katie must have turned away and got her eyes off of Nolan and went elsewhere because she assumed Nolan was getting on the boat. As you know, 18-year-old Nolan never made it home from Horn Island, and his body was found July 6th in the shallow waters. Remember, Warren said they went back out on July 5th to look for Nolan at like 6-7 a.m. in the morning, and they didn't find anything. Nolan's dad also went out on July 5th, searched the entire island, and didn't find anything. The thing about them docking the boat on the west point of the island and Nolan Wells passing away on the west, well, not passing away, but finding his body on the west part of the island washed up. Y'all don't think that's a bit odd and raising questions? Now, I haven't made this shit about race, but if we have to make it about race so it can get some eyes on the situation, then I'll allow y'all to do that, and I'll sit back and say nothing. I think it's strange regardless. It just so happened y'all boat is having troubles and then your friend end up dead.